I used to be the typical TikTok boy. I would make videos with a phone in my hand in front of the mirror, do signs like these, act all cringe and post those videos to TikTok. I was getting views. And most importantly, I was getting attention from other girls, which was a really nice experience. But at the same time, I was being laughed at by people from my school and I didn't actually get the girls I wanted in real life. So really, I've had a good life online, on social media, but my real life was shit because I was this soft TikTok boy. And if you think about it, no wonder that I was being laughed at by my guy friends at school, because how can you treat seriously a guy who wears anime shirts, has his hair on his forehead looking like this? And how can girls be attracted to a guy that is laughed at all the time? It's not possible. And so because of that, I started to really hate my life. It started to go downhill because I was trying to please the people on social media while also ruining my real life experience, which is really the most important part of day-to-day life. I would say I even started to get depressed because I was feeling like I didn't fit in anywhere. Because on one hand, I was this famous guy on TikTok and people recognized me in public and wanted to take photos with me. But on the other hand, I wasn't happy with my own personal life. So was the fame worth it? Was being the soft TikTok boy worth it? The same year, in 2021, I stumbled upon self-improvement on YouTube. That was a completely new thing to me. But the message that guys like Hamza spread really got to my head. And I started to consider, is this soft TikTok life the life that I really want? And it obviously wasn't. I started to want to be a man, to become more masculine, because I knew that I was going through puberty, but it didn't seem to make me more of a man. I was becoming more of a female. I was growing my hair out, starting to get a middle part. So this self-improvement message really got to me. I stopped caring about what other people online thought so much. I even stopped caring about girls in real life. I started to do something for myself. I started working out. My physique started to look better and better every single day, which made me super proud of myself. I started learning about making money online, which really transformed the thought process inside of my head and gave my life a purpose. Then I stopped dressing like a pussy. I just got myself some pairs of black t-shirts, a pair of grey pants, and so I started wearing that every day, how a man should. And finally, I cut my hair off, not caring about what would other people say, if I would look like a cancer patient or not. I just went for it, because I wanted to. Because I wanted to change who I was. And how could I really change if I saw the same soft pussy with a middle part in the mirror every single day? So I got rid of that. I stopped being the soft TikTok boy. I actually quit TikTok too. So I lost the tag of the attractive boy. But what happened is that I actually started getting more attraction from girls in real life. Because after some time, after developing a better physique, after already becoming a little bit successful in my business, I went to my cousin's birthday party. And so there were mostly girls there. Only one guy apart from me and like 10 girls. The best part was that I was like 2 hours late. My train was 2 hours late, so I came there last. And the best part is that nobody in there, apart from my cousin, knew me. I didn't know anybody too. And so I saw all those girls for the first time. They saw me for the first time. And as soon as I got in, the first thing I heard was, "Wow, you're so tall." So the first thing I heard as soon as I got into the room was a compliment from a girl that I've never met before. And so what happened next was I got attention of pretty much all the girls in the room. I was sitting at my table, and to the left I had a girl, to the right I had a different girl, and I was constantly looking left and right because both of them wanted to talk to me at the same time. Then a girl on the other side of the table wanted to talk to me about something. So I was really being rizzed up. And I remember specifically the girl to my left. She was, I think, the most attractive one there. And when she talked to me, she didn't just talk about random things. She asked me about my life, about my interests, about my business, which she was completely not familiar or interested in. She asked me questions, and every time I was talking, she would sit there like this, with her eyes wide open, staring right into my eyes, listening to what I was saying, and encouraging me to talk even more. And so imagine this happens. You just go into a room full of girls that you've never met before, and suddenly you're the most popular guy in the room. Every girl wants to talk to you. And when they talk to you, they look like this. They're amazed. They look hypnotized. That happened to me. And the best part was that I was not the attractive guy anymore. I wasn't getting any compliments or private DMs on social media anymore. But this is how my experiences look like in real life. When I stopped being the attractive guy, and when I actually decided to become more of a man that is so bullied online because it's so cringe to be masculine. When I actually tried becoming more masculine, that's when I actually started to get attraction from girls. And I didn't look better. I am confidently gonna say that I looked worse. Because the TikTok hairstyle that covers your forehead and has all of this hair flowing here, the clothes that go viral, that's way more looks maxing. But that didn't give me anything, because looking like that deep inside, I was a pussy. And when I started to dress like a man, act like a man, and look like a man, I became more confident and more attractive inside. My personality, my charisma became way more attractive. And that is the truth. That is super contradictory to what all the people these days think. They think that if they get this nice jawline and a nice haircut and a good aesthetic physique with a skinny waist and six-pack abs, then they're gonna get girls. But it's not true. We all know that. You've seen those memes of people saying that they've got abs now, and instead of getting compliments from girls, they're getting compliments from guys. You know that. And so really, if you wanna get attraction from girls, and most importantly, if you wanna become a man, not only outside, but also inside, if you wanna feel confident, if you wanna feel proud of who you are, then the first step to doing that is going to be to stop looking like a pussy. What many people underestimate is the importance of looks on personality. Because just think about it. You can assume other person's personality just by their looks. If you see like a big guy with a huge beard, a buzz cut, huge muscles, you can imagine that he's going to be like the super masculine guy with confidence, who is not going to get angry at random things, who's going to have this stoic mindset. On the other hand, if you take a look at a skinny rat with skinny neck, bad posture, never been to the gym before, with a middle part and oversized clothes, when you look at him, you know that he's going to be a pussy. That he doesn't have discipline, that he vapes, that he doesn't get good grades at school, nor he runs any type of business, and that he doesn't get attraction from actually high quality girls. Obviously there are some exceptions, but 99% of the time you would be right making such assumptions. And it's really not weird when you think about it. Because how can you be a pussy that vapes, who's not motivated to do anything, who's not disciplined at all, who doesn't have any ambition in life? How can you be a pussy when you look into the mirror every single day and you see a man with muscles, sharp jawline, wide neck, short hair? How can you be a pussy, a soft guy, when you look like that? How can you be unconfident when entering a room full of girls, also knowing that you're the biggest, the strongest, and the most successful guy in the room? It's impossible. So really the way to go from being just a teenager, a boy, a soft weakling, to a real man is to start looking like one and to stop looking like a pussy. That's the easiest and the fastest thing you can do. So there are really the three components of looking like a man and not like a pussy. The first one, that is the easiest to pull off, is to start dressing like a man. Because the viral clothes these days, the outfits that are trendy, the oversized t-shirts, the baggy pants, you know that that's not how real men dress. That's how teenagers dress. And you don't want to be just a teenager, you want to be treated like a man. So stop dressing like all those pussies that roam the world in those baggy pants hanging to the floor, those oversized hoodies that hide the fact that they're skinny bitches. Stop dressing like that, start dressing like men. And how do men dress? In a simple, yet a way that shows their physique that they've built over many years. So fuck your oversized hoodies, fuck your baggy pants. You gotta stop hiding underneath all those clothes and start showing what you really got underneath there. If you have a bad physique, then it's your problem. And guess what men do with problems? They solve them. So if you want to become a man, then you have to solve your problem of having a skinny or a fat physique. And the way to solve the problem is to acknowledge that it is there in the first place. And how are you going to do that better than by looking at your shit physique every single day? How are you going to be okay with eating junk food, getting fatter and not going to the gym if you're gonna be wearing slim t-shirts every single day? You're not going to be able to stand that view. So as a man, you're gonna be more motivated to work on yourself, to get a better physique. Because we men get better from negative feedback, which is the opposite of how females get better. They get better by praise, by compliments. And we get better when somebody calls us a fat piece of shit. That's when you're going to start working out. So if you're a fat piece of shit, or if you're skinny, then start wearing those slim t-shirts, because you're gonna see that and you won't be able to stand that view. So you're going to finally start working on yourself. And one day, you're going to start filling up those t-shirts. And that's when you're gonna become a man. So an outfit I've been wearing for the last 2 years, and I was not changing it at all, was just a black t-shirt, preferably a slim one, and a pair of gray straight jeans that are not baggy, but are not slim or skinny too. You wanna just get a normal pair of straight gray jeans and a black t-shirt. That's it. That's all you need. If you wanna take it to the next level, you can also start wearing a watch, and especially when going for dates with girls, then you're gonna try to look better. And not better as the fashion influencer, the TikTok boy, but better as a man. So what a man would wear for a date? A shirt. And the best part is that if you get a slim black shirt, then you can pair it with your gray jeans and a watch, and it's going to look super good. So if you wanna stop being a pussy and start being a man, then get yourself a cheap pair of gray jeans, straight gray jeans, 3 to 5 black slim t-shirts, and maybe a watch if you don't have one yet. Then for dates, you're also going to wear shirts. If you don't have a black shirt, then just wear whatever you have. And that's how you're going to become one step closer to being a real man. But what's going to make you look good in all these clothes is going to be your physique, which is actually the second point of going from a teenager to a man. It's getting a stocky physique, not an aesthetic physique like what you've seen on social media, a V-taper with a super skinny waist, six-pack abs, and skinny arms, low body fat. No, that's not how real men look like. Imagine Vikings, imagine Spartans. Did they have skinny waists, 10% body fat? No, they were all stocky. Their arms were big, their necks were big, and they did have six packs, but they didn't have those TikTok boy skinny waists. And you know why I'm mentioning it? Because when you imagine the skinny waist, low body fat percentage type of build, That's usually the soft TikTok boy kind of build. You have all those fitness influencers on TikTok like Alex Eubank with long hair, long dyed hair and skinny waist. And well, sure, Alex Eubank looks fucking sick. That doesn't look like a man. He looks like a teenager. And that's not what you want to go for. You want to become a man. So if you want to become a man, the principles are not going to be skinny waist, low body fat percentage and sizzled abs. The principles are going to be big forearms, big neck, big traps, and generally a lot of muscle everywhere. That's how the real men look. That's how warriors, Spartans look. They are the role models of being a man. So if you want to be a man, then start looking like them. And your training split is going to look different. Instead of putting in so much attention to your abs, to your skinny waist, to cardio, to maintain the low body fat percentage, you're gonna have to bulk up to gain muscle first, especially in the areas I described before. I have started to eat more food recently and to build my neck. And so you can see the results, right? I'm 17 and yet my neck is bigger than that of most 30 years old. Right, you can see that. And really, I don't have to pose that way, show my neck this way for people to see that it is bigger than that of most people. Because I've recently gotten a comment from one of my viewers saying, your neck looks bigger than before. And so people notice that, especially girls notice that. You know how they wanna feel smaller next to men. And so when you're gonna have this wide neck, big traps, big forearms, big arms, generally when you're gonna be bigger yourself, that's when the girls are gonna feel exactly like they want to near you. That's what I got the compliment, wow, you're so tall, as soon as I entered that room. So really, if you wanna start attracting feminine girls, then you have to start looking like a masculine man first. And to do that, you have to stop caring that much about the six-pack abs, the skinny waist, the V-taper. You just gotta build a lot more muscle. You gotta get stocky, get this wide neck, get the big traps, because that's how you're going to look bigger, like a warrior. So start eating more food and start filling up your t-shirts with muscles. And obviously, this is going to take a long time because building such a stocky physique takes years. I have been working out for 3 years now, and so it is going to take years. But the third thing you can do to become more of a man is something you can do instantly. And you can cut your hair off, just the way I did. Shave those TikTok pubes you have on your head off. Start looking like a real man. Men don't wear middle parts, flowy TikTok hairstyles that cover their eyes. Men wear their hair short because the confidence that they have doesn't come from their hair. It comes from who they are. So stop giving a shit about your hair and get a buzz cut. Because really, what it's going to do is it's not going to make you look better. Of course not. Nobody gets a buzz cut to look better. People get buzz cuts to change who they are, to change their identities. So if you want to stop being a pussy, just a kid, a boy, a teenager, and if you want to become more of a man, then stop giving a fuck about your hair like a woman and shave your head off. Just get a buzz cut, because what it's going to do is it's going to uncover all the flaws that you have on your face and on your head. So if you're gonna have too much fat on your face, then it's going to be visible with a buzz cut. If you're gonna have acne, then it's going to be visible. And that's exactly the point. Because when it's going to be visible, when you're gonna see your flaws every time you look into the mirror, then you're gonna be reminded who you are in comparison of who you should be. When you see acne on your face, you're gonna be reminded that your diet is shit and that you have a bad skincare routine. So you're gonna have to improve that. There's no escape from that anymore. There's no hiding your forehead. Now it's all exposed. Now everybody can see that. So now you're gonna have motivation to improve that. Before I got a buzz cut, I had these thoughts in my head. Oh, I should probably wait for the summer because then I'm going to be leaner, my jawline is going to be sharper, my cheekbones are going to be exposed more, so I'm going to look better. But guess what? I didn't wait for the summer. I didn't give a shit about my body fat percentage right now, about the acne that I have on my face. I just got a buzz cut because now that I see all that, now that I see that I have too much fat on my face, now I'm going to get lean. Now I'm really going to improve that. And so this is exactly the point. And that is why you should get the buzz cut right now. Literally, sign up to a barber today. If you can today, sign up tomorrow. Go and shave your head off. Start looking like a soldier, like David Goggins. They all shave their heads off. So if you want to be like them, then you gotta do the same thing. And guess what? 99% of people watching this video will not do that. They will be pussies. They will stay teenagers, boys, soft weaklings, because they will have no balls to do that. They're going to be too afraid of what the other people are going to say. So if you don't want to be like them, if you want to become the top 1%, if you want to become the man, then shave your head off. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't even matter. It's going to grow back out anyway. Who cares? Who cares? Just go and do that. Be a man for once. If you ever considered that, go and do it. Stop giving a shit about other people, or else you're gonna end up like me, where other people online like you, but friends in your class laugh at you because you're a pussy. Don't be like most people who are afraid of changing their hairstyle because of what the other people are going to say. Be a man and shave your head off. You're gonna see that it's not that big of a deal, and yet it's going to really help you change your identity, change who you are, and it's going to begin a new chapter of your life. And as a reward, apart from all the benefits that you're going to get yourself, because you're gonna notice how much more confident you become when you're confident with your head looking like this, apart from the discipline you're going to get by looking more like a soldier, by seeing the man in the mirror every day, I'm gonna give you a reward personally. So after you get a buzz cut, after you join this movement of the men that are not scared of what the other people are going to say, after you join our movement, after you get a buzz cut, share a picture of yourself in a buzz cut on your Instagram story. Tag me and I will share your story on my story so that tens of thousands of people who are afraid of getting buzz cuts see that you did it, that you stopped being a pussy, and that you did something that a man would do. That is going to be my reward for you. And yet, you're gonna get a bunch of rewards on your own. But you're only going to realize that after you take the leap of faith and once in your life do something that you're afraid of doing. Start dressing like a man, eat more food and lift heavy to get this Spartan physique, and shave your head off. That's going to be your rite of passage. That's how you're going to go from being just a boy, a soft teenager, to being a real man. Because you right now have two choices. You can either stay like 99% of the people. Don't do it. Stay living in fear of what the other people are going to say, and stay living like that your whole life. Stay a soft boy who's going to be weak, the weakest man in the room, the smallest one, with a skinny bitch physique. Or you can go through your rite of passage, start a new chapter of your life, so that everyone around you sees that you became a man. And when that happens, when you share a photo on Instagram saying, I am not afraid. Thousands, tens of thousands of people are going to see the movement of the guys who are not afraid of doing what's uncomfortable, what's out of their comfort zone. They are going to see that they were weak, that they couldn't do that, and yet you did that. They're going to see that, they're going to be jealous. And so not only your respect is going to rise, but you're also going to lead by example. And that's how, one day, we're going to change the direction of the whole world. We're going to stop going towards the hard times, and we strong men are going to bring the good times to the world. Because this is a movement of guys who don't want to be like the 99%. And if you want to join it, then do your rite of passage. And I will see you on the side where people are sick of being consumers and who want to be the creators of their own reality.